Big dreams are only big to small minds. If God gave it to you, it's not too big, it's yours. The question is, are you climbing out of the bucket or pulling yourself back in? Welcome back to Indomitable with Dom, the podcast for people who refuse to settle for average. Today we're talking about one of the oldest sayings that still rings true. Crabs in a bucket. You've seen it. One tries to climb out and the rest pull it back down. But here's the thing. It's not just a metaphor. It's life. And if you're not careful, it's your life. Think about it. Have you ever shared a dream with someone, maybe a friend, maybe even family, and they laughed? Or they told you it was impossible? Or they hit you with the safe route speech. Just get a job, a steady check, don't rock the boat. That right there, that's a crab pulling you back down. And let's go deeper. Sometimes it's not just other people. Sometimes it's you. You can become your own crab, pulling yourself down with the same conditioning you've absorbed over years. That's human conditioning. We internalize what we hear, what we see, what we experience, and we turn it into a script that we play on repeat. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." That's the call, to break the pattern. Let me give this to you in two different ways. First, the outside pull. I've had people tell me flat out, "Dom, you can't achieve that." I've had folks say, "Take the safe route, get a pension, retire quietly." I even remember playing a game with my family a couple years back, and it said, the card read, "If you could write a book, what would the title be?" And the other people had to answer for me. And I remember somebody answered and said, "Oh, he'd write a book called How to Retire by 45. And they chuckled at the end of it. It was a joke to them, but the truth is, that's what crab in a bucket look like. Even the small comments plant seeds that hold you back if you let them. Now, the inside pull. I can honestly say that I wasted the majority of my 20s because of it. I stayed stagnant. I was waiting on other people to start businesses with me. I doubted myself. And I listened to the voices outside until they became the voices inside. And culturally, and let me say this respectfully, we can fall into the trap heavy. Because in the black community, we sometimes point the finger at everything outside of us. It's the system. It's the white man. It's the block. And listen, I have felt racism. I have experienced it personally. But if you let that define you, you become your own crab. Because nobody was pulling me down harder than me. I told myself I couldn't, I believed small, and I carried excuses as identity. That's conditioning. And this isn't just the black community. It's every culture. Every community has its own version of this trap. Here's what I realized looking back. You're not just a product of your environment. You're a product of the conditioning that you accept. If you keep repeating what was said to you, you'll live by the rules that you never agreed to. Conditioning shows up like this. I can't because I wasn't born with money. I can't because nobody in my family did it. I can't because of my skin, my background, my past. But listen, big dreams aren't too big for you. They're only too big for small minds. And if God placed it in your spirit, then it's for you, not them. The crab mentality kills families, businesses, communities, not because of outside traps, but because we've been conditioned to pull each other and ourselves back down. Breaking free starts with recognizing it, renewing the mind. So I want to give you 3 steps here to help you break free of the bucket. Number 1, identify the voice and ask yourself, whose voice do you hear when you're doubting? Is it a parent, a teacher, a friend, or your own? Write it down, and if it doesn't sound like God's voice, then it does not belong. Number 2, replace the tape every time you hear that conditioning. Respond with truth. Romans 12:2, renew the mind. John 10:10, Jesus came to live life abundantly. Stop rehearsing lies and start rehearsing truth. Number 3, audit your circle. Look around who's around you. Are they pulling you up or are they pulling you down? And if it hurts, it's good because growth hurts. Sometimes that crab is a friend and sometimes it's family. But if you want to climb, you can't let them keep you in the bucket. The crabs in the bucket are real. The conditioning is real. But so is also your freedom. God already wrote a bigger story for you, one where you climb and you don't climb alone. You lead others out with you. The question is, are you going to let the crabs keep pulling you back, or are you going to break the cycle? If this spoke to you, share it with someone who's been stuck in the bucket too long. Subscribe to this podcast and join a community of others breaking free from small thinking and living into God's design. Until next time, keep growing, keep fighting, and stay indomitable.